Hi, good morning, and welcome to Body Confidence with Mrs. Curvy Globe 2019. Alicia Plosz, that's me. So Body Confidence, where we learn to embrace thy beautiful selves, whatever that looks like. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I'm excited for everyone to be here wherever you are. So globally, which is fantastic. Hi, Tracy. I love technology. So yesterday I worked in my office all day and I got to connect with people across Canada. I'm from Canada. I'm from Alberta, Canada, which is the west side of Canada. And then I got to connect with some people in different countries. I got to connect with Dr. Tracy in Hawaii, and I love technology right now. It's my favorite thing because I didn't have to leave my home, but I was able to connect, especially now during this time in our lives where maybe we don't get to connect as much as we want with people. Technology is keeping us connected. So happy Wednesday. I'm glad you're here with me on Body Confidence today. We have a beautiful guest. Sorry, my light is flickering for some reason. A beautiful guest here today. Dr. Tracy Kemble will be our guest. I'm just gonna chat a little bit with you about her before she comes on. So she is the owner of Mrs. Globe and a human potentialist, a femininity preservationist, and currently on her Be She Facebook community, she launched a brand new 4-day class, which is free. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Thank you very much. 4-day class called From Nothing to Something, Turning Your Daydreams into Your Life Realities. So today is the last day of that class, and I'm excited to have Tracy on here to chat about manifesting your life and your dreams. And so it is it is a new year. And we did talk about goal setting at the end of the year last year. And then we did a little bit on putting your intentions towards what you want. And that could be, the show theme is always body confidence and self-love and loving yourself a little bit more, affirming to who you are and what you value and where you want to take that in your life. And so I felt like this was a perfect kismet merging, having Dr. Tracy on today to talk about this and talk about the Be She community that she's creating on Facebook. So it's very empowering, very enriching, and it makes you really think more about what you want out of your life and who is in your circle of influence, if that makes sense to you. There's a couple of things that I have, that I'm doing right now in my life. So different things that are stepping out of my comfort zone. So today that was wearing pink lipstick. This was for you, Tasha. I did wear a red lipstick a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a very nude lip wearer. So now I'm trying to be a little bit more bold when I'm not leaving my house. Because when we leave the house, we have to wear a mask so no one gets to see our faces. So I'm trying to be a little bit more bold with my makeup when I'm on live. Hi, Janet. How are you? I'm just going to say hi. Hi, Lynn. Oh, thank you very much. So there's different things that we can do on a daily basis, tiny little steps towards being more confident in who we are in that moment, in that day. And then also taking that forward a little. If we took 2 steps every single day towards being more confident or towards our goal, that's 730 steps more in a year than we would have taken last year. So where would we be, right? And so I felt like that was just something that I wanted to share with you today because, like I said, this is a lipstick. It's something I wouldn't normally wear. And I used to be a very boring dresser, boring makeup wearer. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. So I would wear a nude lip and a brown eyeshadow, and I'd always wear makeup and I'd always do my hair, but I'd wear black shirt, black pants. I always wanted to look nice, but I never necessarily wanted to stand out, if that makes sense. And I felt like that was my life. My life was nice, but nothing extraordinary. And then when you start to believe in yourself more, or take a little bit more, more of an intention into what you want in your life, and you kind of put a little bit more in your daily practice, you become bigger and bolder as you go. And so I wanted to, today, after this, I have other appointments. And so the intentions that I'm putting forward for my day is more confidence, more boldness, more bravery. And so I picked a bolder lip color and then a bold color shirt. And so my intention was to be a little bit more bold. So yes, so that was just something I wanted to share with you. And so when Dr. Tracy does come on, I'm hoping that you will glean some inspiration to help you to put your best intentions forward for a new year and a new purpose. Because I feel like maybe because of COVID, a lot of people have kind of lost their purpose. Like Alicia, Mrs. Africa Globe had said, the sifting sands, like the ground was unstable and we didn't really set our intentions where they should be. And this year is I feel like I want to plant my feet a little bit stronger. Thank you, Chrissy. You've noticed, I'm just going to scroll back, that you love my new look. Thank you. Yeah, lipstick is, I'm a very nude lip lover. I like that. And I'm a very kind of vanilla dresser, if that makes sense. Very neutral. I wear a lot of like black, a lot of maybe jeans and a black t-shirt. Jeans and like even now I'm wearing black leggings and a black tank top. Very neutral with a bold cardigan. But yeah, I'm just trying to incorporate a little bit more of what I want into my life. So what are you doing today that is going to incorporate a little bit more of what you want into your life? That is the question I want to put forward to you. Where is a step that you could take that you can put and pull yourself out of your comfort zone a tiny little bit more, maybe? Did you make up? Yes, so by trade, I am a makeup artist. And yes, I did do my makeup myself. In Alberta, Canada, where I am right now, we are actually in stage 2 of lockdown. We can't really do anything. And when we do anything, it's very quick, very small, like go get groceries, or I can go and do a couple of deliveries and drop them on people's porches, but there's not a lot of going out. So that's why I was feeling a little rutted out the other day. So I felt like I'm going to jazz up my IGTV and I'm going to jazz up myself in my office so I'm feeling more confident and more empowered, because we are in charge of our headspace. We're in charge of who we are and the intentions we put forward. And I needed to delete all my negative comments so that my intentions were better for me and for my energy, right? And so hence the we are too. You are as well in California in a different stage of lockdown. Yeah, it's different, and we have to reevaluate our mental thought process and what we're putting out there, and how we are putting ourselves forward now. Because what we think about, we bring about, right? Where our mind goes, our energy flows. So where we're shifting our focus is where we're going to align ourselves to. And when we are thinking stuck, bored, frumpy, whatever the thoughts in your head are, that's where you're going to create. And I did not want to be that. Thank you very much. Nice compliment. I wanted to stay true to who I am. I like to look nice. I like to get up, get cute, get out, do my stuff. And when I feel like I look good, I feel like I get more done, if that makes sense. I feel more accomplished. When I'm ready, I feel like I can slot more things into my day. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't leave the house. I don't have any makeup on. I can't answer my door because I don't have, have my eyebrows on, or whatever it is. I just get up and I get ready for my day so that no matter what happens, then, Lynn, she will apply for Mrs. Classic 2021. Perfect. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see you and meet you, Lynn. So that no matter what happens in my day, I can just be ready or ready enough for it. And that's something that I learned in my business and in my life, is when you are ready enough, you don't miss out on any opportunities. And so you have to be intentional with what you want, and the opportunities are always going to be there for you to reap the benefits from if you so choose, right? And so I feel like that was something that I was kind of shifting my focus from, because I was feeling a little bit locked down emotionally, mentally, and also physically. And so I needed to reevaluate and rechange. So the challenge that when Tasha's like, wear a bolder lip, do something for you. And I was like, okay, next week I'll wear a pink lip, and just for you, Tasha, a pink bold lip. Hi, Katerina. Hi, Karine, sorry. Yeah, and Julia. I feel like we are 100% in charge of who we want and what we put forward into life, into the universe, into the everything. And if you put your best self forward, the best for yourself will come back, right? That's manifestation. I'm not an expert in speaking on manifestation, so I'm excited to hear Dr. Tracy's classes and her teachings on it, because she aligns herself so perfectly with the divine, that she calls them her downloads, and she gets these little gems of insight that are just like, they just like hit my heart. It's amazing. And so like I said, on the Be She Facebook community, if you haven't joined already, to take the free 4-day course, today is the last day for the class. I would highly recommend even just to join the community to glean some of her knowledge, because she is a beautiful, very, very inspiring woman who lifts others up and brings them with her. Some people can direct you and tell you what to do and share with you an experience, and you'll resonate with it, but then it leaves you at that, where she leads the way so you have a path to follow. So she talks the talk and walks the walk as well. And I feel like that's very, very inspiring. If you see and you follow her on her Facebook page and also on her Instagram, her personal Instagram, not just here on the Mrs. Globe Instagram, jump over to Dr. Tracy Kemble on Instagram as well and follow her page, because she's always doing something new. She's always doing something inspiring. She's always doing something that is true to her heart and true to her, that excites her and aligns her with her ultimate vision. And they all mesh. If you look, like, they're all very like she said, she's a human potentialist, a femininity preservationist, and you can see that. Like, she is the owner of Mrs. Globe, and she does the Be She community and the Divine Femininity conferences in Greece, and they're all to lift women up and empower you and regain who you are. In one of the classes on, maybe it was Monday's class, she said, I am more powerful than I remember. And I needed to hear that. So she said, you are more powerful than you remember. And I'm taking it as I am more powerful than I remember. I needed to hear that, because we are more powerful than we remember. We are more capable, and we have more in us than we thought possible, or than we think possible. Sometimes we put limits. We put a girdle on our brain and limits, and we stop thinking big sometimes. And I felt like I needed that little bit of a reminder that I needed to have more passion and purpose in my life. Thank you so much. It says Mrs. Curvey. So I am the very first inaugural Mrs. Curvey Globe in Mrs. Globe last year, and now Tasha Haskins is Mrs. Globe Curvey 2020, and it's exciting. And so I earned my Mrs. Curvey Globe necklace when I was in Las Vegas in November. Thank you very much. And so yes, I did. I wear it very proudly, and it is a very, very important piece of jewelry to me. So I appreciate that you noticed it. Thank you so much for that compliment. So yes, I needed to hear that. I am more powerful than I remember, because sometimes we give our power away. Sometimes we turn the volume down on our power, and we don't. Oh, okay. So Dr. Tracy, so you should have got a little comment in the comments here. It said join the live. Just press that button, and then I'll add you on my end. And if I'm just going to, oh, there we go. That works. And then, so I needed that reminder. So that was on Monday's class in the Be She Facebook community. And I felt like I needed, oh, you just need to flip your camera. I see your ring light. Otherwise, I think we are good. Hi, how are you?
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
I am so sorry. I am obviously, I'm so used to being on the one in introducing, getting I'm turning the volume up here, getting the interviews in. I had no idea how to be a guest.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry, and I had a hard time being able to get online because I'm not at home. Um, I'm in Hawaii.
We get to watch your sunrise. It's beautiful.
Good morning. I apologize, but I enjoyed listening to you.
Oh, thank you. I
And you are more
I
powerful
was
than you remember.
That was great. I felt like I needed that. I needed that reminder from I think it was on Monday's class, and I wrote that down. I stuck it on a sticky note on my mirror in my bathroom because I was like, oh, I needed that. I needed just to take that girdle off my brain. Hmm.
It is such a great, I mean, like this far into my journey, it is just such a great reminder. I am more powerful than I remember. Yeah. So, hello everyone. Thank you for logging in. What shall we talk about today, beautiful Alicia?
I was really hoping that we could talk a little bit about your what I was introducing you with your Facebook community, the Be She, and then the class that you're teaching right now on turning your daydreams into your life realities. And
Ah,
so I thought today is the last day for
yeah,
that.
we have today and then we have tomorrow. It's a 6 day
Okay.
class. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm running, we have this new amazing community. I've been having people ask me for years to have one community because we have the Reclaiming Me community, we have the Mrs. Globe community. And in addition to just being in the world of pageantry, let's say, I'm actually also a businesswoman, and so I'm running two companies and a nonprofit. And I have a lot of people say, well, how did you do that? And there were some very specific steps that I took starting 20 years ago that I've just developed over the years. And so I have a class. It's a 6 day class, and I call it from nothing to something, turning your daydreams into life realities. And what makes this class unique is that there's a lot of programs out there that say how to manifest your life. But what I focus on is I teach the class using the universal laws and principles. Like we talked about the law of attraction, like we talked about the vacuum law of prosperity. Like yesterday we talked about the law of co-creation. And today I'm going to talk about the law of time. And so we're going to be talking about some of the physical things that we need to do when it comes to managing our time. The law of it. We're going to be talking also about the law of cause and effect is a big one that we're going to talk about again today. And I'm really excited about it. But about the Be She community. So the Be She community is a collection of women from all over the world who not just about dreaming and everything, but really about becoming a self-empowered woman. And the She, it came to me one of my downloads one day, Be She. And She stands for spiritually made, because I believe that we're spirit being, honorably present. And honor is an action word. And when we're honorably present in our life, that means that we are showing up in the here and the now, and we're taking the specific do steps that we are spiritually inspired to do. And the E stands for empoweredly free, and that's where we are just emotionally free as women, and we are constantly working at releasing the toxic emotional hairballs that we have, or all the things that might be living in here that we never gave them permission to take up occupancy. We just ended up with them, and how to purge those and move on. Which, before we hang up, I do want to talk about the mental anti-aging program that I'm starting.
Hmm. So yeah, so you just launched or are launching a new website and a new program that's launching right away. And so can you explain the difference between normal aging and mental aging?
Mental anti-aging.
Anti-aging.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm really
sorry.
excited because I'm going to be 57 in about 3 weeks. And a lot of people say to me, how do you do? What do you do? And of course, I do what I need to do to physically take care of myself. However, on top of that, there are also many, many mental anti aging is the whole, out there in the world again, there are so many programs out there that teach you how to not age or slow down aging from the outside in. What I'm doing is I'm teaching people to slow down the aging process from the inside out. And this is the inside. This is our biggest muscle that we need to get into the gym. And so I have a whole bunch of programs that really what they focus on is first and foremost putting you in a state of mental calm, which is the most important thing. And so if you log onto the website, you'll see that like step one in mental anti-aging is my resuscitation programs. And my resuscitation program, the very first one, is the journey to self-love, where we have got to learn to love ourselves and learn to start living at peace and acceptance and joy within ourselves. And the reason, and then after that, I have the emotional detox, and that's the program that we're focusing on right now, though there are going to be many more. That one is called Breaking Up with Anxiety. And that's super
That's a
important
good one.
because, yeah, did you know that stress alone adds 10 biological years to your life? 10.
Mm.
And that's not smoking. That's not, all the physical things that they say that will age you. Stress will take 10 years, 10 to 15 years off of your life. And so we have got to reach a point where where we stop suffering from anxiety and stress. Then we have a whole love makeover. He wants a love makeover, and then I have him on manifesting. And because one thing that ages us is when we sit in these places that we say, oh my gosh, I've lost so much time. I've lost so much time. How am I ever going to make up for that time? So I'll teach you how to make up for lost time. And what, but yeah, but I'm excited. And I'll give you just one of my mental anti-aging trips. Woo! The mushroom trip. Woo! um, One of my mental anti-aging secrets, and it's something that everybody can do because we are thought. Everything in life is thought, and we control our thoughts. Our thoughts don't control us. So every morning when I wake up, I'm a huge meditation person. I'm a huge get centered in the morning person. I'm a huge person, who that's how I start my day, is I get that breath and life and center into me. And then from there, um, um, I really believe in telling your mind what to tell your body what to do, because science shows that our thoughts create affect down to the cellular level of our body. So that's a long story why I believe it so much. But one of the things that I do every morning, are you ready, ladies? All of you, especially when you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. I started doing this when I was probably around 32 years old. It's one of the first things I tell my mind, my soul, and my body. I wake up in the morning, I take a breath, and I say, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm one day younger today. And so my body goes, woo, we are one day younger. And so that is like a very simple anti-aging trick that, my body says, okay, we're one day younger. We have to think one day younger. We have to feel one day younger. We have to act one day younger. And so that's like a very simple thing. Another thing I'm really excited about is I'm going to be doing a show, and I'm actually be bringing my mom on it because she has so
That's awesome.
wonderful mental anti-aging secrets that she taught us over the years. And she's 76 years old, and she's just spunky and fun and beautiful, and that the master of all mental anti-aging.
Well, that's amazing. And I love that you're like, you reference your parents a lot in a lot of your teachings. And it's because we are part of like our environment. We're products of our environment, right? And so you have to learn it from somebody. So I love that your mom is your you're following in her footsteps for mental anti-aging, right?
Yeah.
But on Friday, you're also launching a new series on your personal Instagram. You're at Dr. Tracy Instagram. It's an IGTV series, correct?
I am. So anybody who's watching right now, my personal handle, let me put it down below, is at Dr. Tracy. Hold on.
Mhm.
Let's see. There we go. I'm putting that out there. There we go. And go ahead and feel free to follow me. So I'm really excited because I'm launching my show, and my show is called 16 and Me. And the reason, hello, Lisa, good morning. And the reason that the show is called 16, and again, for all you women out there, how many does this sound familiar? So I really believe that as women, we have like 17 different personas inside of us. And for the most part, we all get along. We all know each other. Don't worry, we don't need a doctor for this, except for one, and her name is 16. And 16 is that personality inside of us that, has an ego out to here, fear out to here, issues out to here. And she's that inner voice, that inner thought process, I should say, who can completely sabotage us. And during my prayer and meditation time, I've always called her 16 because she could just rile up at the most inopportune times. I could be feeling like on top of the world, and all of a sudden her voice, like as I introduce her to you guys, oh my God, I'm so excited! I have such a big day today. You are bloated. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, I don't know. You should have thought about that before you ate the big salty dinner last night and had a photo shoot today. And it's that thought process that and suddenly we can go from these super powerful women. We have more power than we remember, down to this little tiny
Mhm.
nothingness. And we wonder why we have a hard time getting traction in our life. It's because those internal thoughts are governing us. Thought is everything. So the way that 16 got her voice is or her name, I should say, is one day in my prayer and meditation time, I was like, okay, universe, but why is her name 16? Because I just went down like 16, personality number 16. And
Yeah.
the answer that I got is because 1 plus 6 is 7, and 7 is a magical number, which means that we do need that contrast personality within us. We will never be able to get rid of that contrast personality. But the goal is, if there are 17 seats at the table inside of us, 16 gets one
One.
seat. And
Yeah.
where we self-sabotage in life is when those thoughts, that uh, um, that shadow feminine within us, that what psychology calls that pathological critic voice, that normally stems from trauma or loss or a hurt or a ache somewhere, that the mistake we make is that we give her, like 10 seats at the table, and she's governing everything. But for us to be empowered and to be able to take the reins of our life, 16 gets one seat at the table.
Mhm.
And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching all about 16. I'm going to be sharing about my 16. It's going to be a call-in show. So I want people to call in and say, like, oh my God, 16 showed up today. What did she say? Do you know how awful you looked today when you walked into that event, and how dumb people thought you were? Oh, they did? I'm going to teach you skills on, what is that? That is called the pathological critic, how to silence that voice. Not today, princess. Sit down. You get one seat at the table. And so it's called 16 and Me, and I invite everybody to come over and join us.
I love that. When we were in Vegas, you were talking about 16 and introducing us to um, 16. And in my mind's eye, I was seeing like a lippy, mean high school 16-year-old girl. And then when you were telling us how to like kick her out too, I was just thinking of walking in the room, just like head pushing her as you walk out, like, because it's true. It's like it's that mean girl in you that's just like calling you down and calling you on all your insecurities and pulling them out of you. But it's you doing it to yourself, right?
It's you doing it to yourself. And sometimes, sometimes it's not that 16 is always mean. I mean, if the thought process that it's coming from is a wounded thought process, it will. Or if you come from abuse, of course, that will be child abuse. That will be trained within you. But also, it could come from just a point of fear. you know, you can't do that. You're not smart enough to do that. It's not that that's necessarily an insult. That's just a fear. And so that's why we do need that 16 within us, because she is trying to protect us from future hurt many of the time. You know, she doesn't
Hmm.
cushioning, like, well, you better not dream about that, because if it doesn't happen, then, you know, how is that going to feel? You're just going to be really disappointed. And that's a psychological trick that we do to ourselves called cushioning, you know. And but the reason that that's so detrimental to us manifesting our life is thought is everything. And we have sent out to the universe, well, I really, really want this dream, but, you know, I might not get it. So the universe goes, oh, okay, so we're going to give you elements of your dream, but at the last minute, we're going to take it away, like, you know, pull the rug on you. So
Hmm.
it all stems back to manifesting the life that you want, and it's going to be a really, really fun show. You have a 16, don't you? She rears her
Oh,
head.
I do. Yes, for sure. I do. Yeah. Lots of times my 16 will pop up literally before I hit live on here.
and, what, and what does she say?
She'll be like, why are you choosing, why did you choose that shirt? What did you think your hair looks like? Right. And I'm just like looking in the mirror real quick or try, you know, or sometimes I'll literally like, not today, but if I'll try something new, I'll like run to the bathroom and fix it before I come on because it'll just like, I know that'll be what I'm thinking the whole time of that one thing that is probably fine, but it makes me feel insecure in that moment and then I can't
Yeah,
get it out of my head. Right?
exactly, exactly. That's why one of the tools that I give for people when they're 16 is I always tell 16, listen, I know you're trying to protect me about something, but not today, princess. I have a lot to do. So it's really it's going to be a super fun show. And I did hear one of the reasons that I decided to create a whole show around it is after the past. I can't begin to tell you how many of the women wrote me and would say like, oh my gosh, my 16 showed up today and she was just ruthless and blah blah blah. And I'm like, we have to share with people about how to handle this pathological critic voice inside of us, this shadow feminine, and what to do with it. Because if thought is everything, our thoughts need to we need to be in control of our thoughts. Our thoughts don't need to be in control of us.
Well, and sometimes it also gives it a name too. Like, some people, you can say, oh, I'm being hangry, like when you're hungry, or different things, right? You can, if you give it a name, then you're like, oh, okay, then it's almost not like it's justified, but then it's like, okay, I can fix it. I need to eat something and I'll be kinder. So if you give it a name, then you can fix it,
Exactly, exactly. My mom has
right?
always Yeah, my mom has always told me that, you know, it is so important to get a name to that ailment as quickly as possible, because if it doesn't have a name, it's like fighting a ghost. But if it
Mm-hmm.
does have a name, you can grab a hold of it, you can bring it in, you can push it out, you can break it, you can mend it, you can heal it, you can, you know, do what you want with it, as long as it's not an emotional ghost. It's something that it has a name. And you know, just on a manifesting level, I also use that principle when it comes to my dreams, because one of the first things that I do when I get a new inspirational dream, or a new project, or if I'm working on a new book or something like that, the very first thing that I do is I give it a name. And it might be a working name, but it at least has a name. And when something is like a baby, and when there's something, it has a name, it becomes a living, breathing entity. And it's so important for us to do that in our recovery, in our emotional recovery, and also in our manifestations.
Mm-hmm. You to identify it so that it has a whole, it creates, yeah, I like that. It's true. Like even if you have fears, when you write them down and you acknowledge them and you give them structure, you can fix them. But if you keep them here, they're just going to keep worming through your brain, right?
Literally worming through your brain, then into your gut, and then to your cells, and then it begins to manifest itself in your life. Because everything in life is thought, and it's all based on the power of energy and the power of our thought. That's how I believe, anyways, and that's how I've been able to build, you know, the world's largest international pageant for Mrs. in the World. It was how we pulled off our Mrs. Globe summer event with the Mrs. Globe Classique, and Mrs. Gold Curvey in the middle of COVID when everyone said, you know, you can't do it, can't do it, you're not gonna be able to make this happen. But you know,
It was wonderful.
yeah, we told her 16, stand, not today, princess. You don't get to sabotage
Yeah.
today. There's a higher universe in town that can align with the things, and you know, there's you know, one thing that I'm working on right now is when I put my mind to something. I really believe that it's a divine inspiration. I'm going to go for it, and I'm trying to learn right now that fine line between acceptance and and just resignation, because I'm not the type to just resign myself to something, you know. So there's also learning that it's like, is this supposed to go on pause? Is this to go on finished? But the one thing that I know, that when it comes to a dream, um, there's a big difference between a dream being something that needs to be done and it's finished, and something that just hasn't manifested. You do need to continuing on, and the way that you know that a dream is done is that it's just lost its enthusiasm, um,
Mhm.
emotional system, and you think, oh, that was just, you know, that was something that dreams have a shelf life, you know, and if you don't respond to them by a certain time, they will jump into somebody else's life to be manifested. um, but if it's something that continues just to knock at your heart's door, then it means that you're meant to jump into that dream. So anybody who's out there and interested in joining our Be She community, please feel free to. It's on Facebook. Facebook for the old people. That was 16. So Facebook, and
Facebook is a great tool though. Facebook, and now Facebook has where you can do your lives and you can add people in. It's a great tool, especially for something as a platform for this community, because you can do your teachings. We can communicate in the comments. So yes, Facebook is something that's different, but they're making it relevant. So I don't feel like it's for old people. I think it's depending on what platform you want to use it for. It's very relevant, right?
I do too, and I think it's though Zoom, you have the opportunity to get more, you know, physical, I can see you type of an interaction. I think that Facebook is that fine line of being able to have multiple people in the classroom and be able to get their feedback, their live feedback. And then I like it because it stays for the people who are in different time zones, and they can jump in and see the different comments from the other attendees.
Right. And it's, yeah, because right now, especially a lot of people are at home and they're not getting out. So it gives you that sense of community and a sense of gathering also, and a gathering of like minds. So you get to see the feedback, you get to see the comments, you get to see that they're, oh, yes, they asked that question I was thinking, and I'm glad they asked it. You know, it's just like being in a classroom setting too, a little bit. So it's nice.
Exactly.
So you have in September, if once travel is open again, we're just gonna travel is open again.
It will be. You know what? I know for sure that it will be. I
You
have
have a
inside
new,
information. The borders will be open. Go ahead. Let's talk about that. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I think that's something I feel like everybody needs something to look forward to right now. So can you share on an adventure that is something that you're creating in September?
Yeah, I am. This will be our third annual Discover the Divine Conference, and this is an amazing conference. Excuse me. This is an amazing conference that takes place in Greece, in the beautiful Mediterranean in Greece, and it's called Discover the Divine. And I have different types of programs in the Dr. Tracy brand, the mental anti-aging, where there's online programs, there's one-to-one programs. I have one women's conference a year, and it's called the Discover the Divine. And this is, for those of you who don't know, I am a femininity preservationist, and I just love celebrating the female. And in a day and age where people are trying to make us a unisex and, you know, a one light bright buff down belief system, no, we are all different, and the power that we have as a female is that divine feminine. It's that feminine nature. Is, you know, we're creators. We are we have intuition. We have all these spiritual gifts that coming out of a long line of long years of the, the productivity years, that we need that softness to balance things out right now. It's a powerhouse, but it's still a softer edge. So I live under a belief system, and divine order is a belief system. It's a philosophy that I live under, and it says the perfect answer for my solution is already in place as long as I align with it. And so what that basically tells me is that I don't need to worry about things because the perfect answer is out there. And so what this conference does, it's all about learning how to live within that divine energy, how to go through life. And I think the biggest frustration for women is that we don't feel like we have the answer many times. It's not that we don't have the vision, it's not that we don't have the dream. We don't have the answer. And a lot of times, if we don't have the answer, we don't have the money. And if we don't have the money, we get stuck. We get in this vicious cycle like of this nature. So when I started to learn about this amazing energy source, the divine feminine, and what the rules are is there's a perfect answer to my problem already in place as long as I choose to align myself with it. The big question that I began to ask myself is, well, how do I align myself with it? And part of the mental anti-aging is aligning with the divine. It's walking in that divine being that I am, walking in the highest, most pure definition of self. And the beautiful thing about it is that we are ever evolving beings. And so that, who I am today is nothing compared to what I have yet to become. But not reaching a point where I'm suffering in life today, but I'm living that empowered life, and I'm just unfolding myself every day of my life, and looking forward to, it's kind of like biting. The vision that I'm getting right now is when one of those really tall cakes, and you think, oh, I'm just going to get some white cake in the middle, and you slice it open. There's all these different levels of frostings and deliciousness on the inside. Well, that's who we are, as we continue to unlayer ourselves and cut deeper into ourselves. We see the fantastic sides and colors and shimmers and sparkles of who we are yet to become. And so that's what I teach in this class. And you get a divine feminine photo shoot, you get to play in the Mediterranean, you're going to eat great food, you're going to meet amazing women from all over the world. And for those of you who have ever dreamed of going to Greece, it is dreamy. It's my happy place. And so that's why I have it there.
It's beautiful. I got to experience it on the second one, so the year before last, and I had always wanted to go to Greece, but being there and wanting to be there are two completely. You have to experience it. There's an energy that I've been to many countries in the world. There's an energy to Greece that you need to experience.
Exactly, I agree 100%. I said even the rocks, can be romantic.
It's beautiful, and the divine was beautiful. The experience was beautiful. It was very empowering. We got to have the photo shoot at the sunset, and I have mine framed in my office. It's beautiful. Like it was. I feel like it's. And then you took us out on a boat, and then we got to float in the ocean, in the sea, and in the sea. Sorry, not the ocean. Yeah, and we got to float and like. Just experiences that I would never have had if I never went, right? Like it was,
But
we got to have.
said yes to life. And the neat thing
Right.
about Alicia is that it wasn't that you said yes to going to the divine. That door opened up because there were yes moments that you said way before that. Yes, I'm going to respond to the idea of going to Mrs. Globe in China. Yes, I'm going to respond to the idea of is there a place called Mrs. Globe Curvey? Yes, I'm going to respond to the idea that I'm going to approach, some people call me the intimidating Dr. Tracy. I'm going to approach her, just ask her directly. Yes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to compete for the title. Yes, I'm going to do this. And the way that our life unfolds is that we need to just start saying yes. And right, and women especially, because we have a lot less tools and opportunities to our life, no matter what great country you come from, that and we're more cautious beings that, no, I can't do that, no, I can't. And then you have 16 going, no, we can't do that, why, there's no money. Oh, and then we stop there instead of saying, who said there's no money? There's a ton of money all around the world. I just need to call that desire into my life and learn to say yes to life.
Exactly right. When I was started my Miss Globe journey, I found a new way, like you said, remembering how powerful you are. And it's true, you can choose to walk this way, or you can choose to stay where you are. And when you start to walk, opportunities come that you can't see where you're going to go. Like I never saw I was going to China. I went to China again. I got to go to Greece. I have been to Vegas. Like my goal always is travel and experience and adventure. That is my goal in life, is to see, eat, travel, meet, experience. That's what I want to do. And through the Miss Globe journey, I went to Saskatchewan to go, that's like one province over, to go to Mrs. Globe, the Canadian pageant. Did I know that I was going to travel the world? No, but that was the outcome, right?
And that's the power of yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or as I like to say, yes, please.
Yeah, yes, thank you. And you said, everything is working out for me. And you just, everything is working out for me. And now I've added that in.
That's a huge mantra in my life. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. It might be as slow as molasses, but everything is always working out for me.
It'll come eventually, right? So thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on today. So today you're doing another show at, I don't know what time it is for you in Hawaii, but it'll be
it's 11 a.m. Hawaiian time, which is 1 p.m. Pacific Coast time.
Okay. And so if they haven't already joined, is it still possible for them to join the Facebook community? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. People can join the community. And if you're in the community and you want to invite your friends, just go ahead and invite your friends in and we will let them in. And if don't worry about missing the prior classes, because they're still up there. You can get into those classes.
And all the printouts are available below each class, which is great, so you can catch up.
Absolutely.
So that's wonderful. Thank you so much for being on today. I appreciate you. I'm excited for Friday for your the launching of the 16
and me.
16 and me, yeah.
Yeah, me.
I love it.
Excited. Well, I just want you to know before we close, is that we were having dinner 2-3 nights ago with Tom and Nettie Crone, and your name came up, and Tom gave you the nicest compliment. He says, "Your Mrs. Globe Curve from Canada is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen." And I said, "I know, isn't she?" And I said, I tell her that, I can just look at that face, because every time I look at you, your face is just one that you get more and more beautiful, and your beautiful green eyes. But what is the best thing about you, Alicia, is that your soul is just lively and beautiful, and more beautiful than those pretty green eyes of yours. And you have a great sense of humor, which I absolutely love. And you're an amazing photographer. My goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I like to do photography.
Really?
I like to just be creative. I don't like to stay. Why does your lane have to be tiny? Right? I like a big lane.
Well, those are the 17 personalities inside of us. All the personalities. Yeah. There's the artist. There's the dreamer. There's the responsible. There's we have all these different sides of ourselves as women, and that's called being a woman. I always like to say that being a woman is like being a diamond. There's many facets and sides to us. The goal is to get us all in the beautiful foundation under the divine feminine, so that we can really sparkle.
I love that. That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much. So next week on Body Confidence, we have Tracy Kemble Jan, who is a certified personal trainer and fitness model. So that'll be exciting. We're going to talk about body confidence and health. So that'll be something. We talked about mental health. Now we're going to talk about physical health, which is great and exciting. I'm excited to join on Friday on Dr. Tracy for her name is 16. Did I say that right?
16 and me.
I don't. You were talking yesterday. You weren't sure on the name yet, and then I apparently wrote in giant letters the wrong one. But
No, it's not. It wasn't the wrong one. It was one of those things that we were throwing out there. Was what comes off the tongue the easiest. Like I said, I always give my projects a name, and that was her working name, and now we actually
yeah,
her working title.
16 and Me. I like that because it's fitting. It's perfect. 16 and Me. And I know it's going to be hilarious to hear all the people calling in because I can already envision some of these stories that are going to come in. It's going to
I
be
know.
awesome.
It's gonna be great. It's going to be great.
I'm excited for that. So I always say on Wednesdays, thank you so much for tuning in. You are beautiful, brilliant, and brave. You can be and do anything you want to do. Thank you for coming on today. I appreciate you so much. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful vacation in Hawaii. And we will look forward to seeing your show on Friday. And I will see you later this afternoon on your class. I'm excited for that too. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye bye.